Good afternoon, friends. This is Lynn with Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. This is yarn twiddling number 24. Welcome, welcome. Today is March 26th. I'd like to give a huge shout out to Olivia and to John, who are also celebrating their birthdays today. Yay! Happy birthday. I'm sure they don't watch this because I don't think either one of them are knitters.
What?
Anywho, how are you? Yeah, hanging in? Okay. Well, I have a bunch of whips and some finishes and some life news for you. Then I'm going to get off of here and I'm going to go take a nap, which is a necessary adult privilege that I have. So, let's get into some whips. I am on my scarf. As you can tell, I have one edge done and I had to dye some more yarn for the second edge, but that will be done before next Tuesday, April 1st, because that is the last class that I have for this Building Lace shawl to go with the book Building Lace by Michelle Pearl Hunter. Excellent class. I want to give huge props to our teacher. Marion is an actual master knitter with the Knitting Guild of America. And the class, I learned a lot. I learned that I probably don't want to do lace with beads ever again, but I'm glad I have the experience. The other thing I'm working on is a baby sock. And the third thing I'm working on is a surprise, and I can't tell you anything about it until later. Okay, finishes. Leftover yarn from a hat kit that I had. This is worsted weight, and some people in our homeless community said that they'd like to have some gloves. So, using the world's simplest mitten pattern by Tin Can Knits. It's a free pattern online. I made some adult-sized mitts for the homeless population. Our heat is still kicking on at night, so even though it's probably 65, 70 degrees during the day, I'm sure that these will come in handy. Some other things I finished, I don't know if you follow Cabot Cove Knits, but my friend Tabitha is hosting a baby sock along where you knit some baby socks and send them to her. So I had some 10-gram minis of opal sock yarn and I made some mismatched socks. This one I still have to weave in the ends. Babies don't care as long as their feet are warm. They don't care if the little sockies match, and they're gonna get lost anyway, so might as well make unmatched socks for the babies. The baby socks are for the babies at letthemlive.org. You can find out more information on letthemlive.org or Pro-Life Knitter over on Instagram, or from Cabot Cove Knits on the YouTubes and on Instagram. Little side note, 5% of all sales from the first quarter of my shop goes towards Let Them Live for this quarter. So that ends on March 31st, next Monday. I also finished another hat from the Knitting the National Parks by Nancy Bates. This hat was the Mount Rainier hat, and I'm starting to really love color work, like really love it. So this hat was done. Now the one in the book shows a little pom-pom. I did not put a pom-pom on there, but there might be enough white yarn left over for you to put a pom-pom on your own hat. Will be available on a kit that first week of April. Something else that I finished is a baby sweater. A new baby in our congregation. This is the Tin Can Knits flax sweater. I did not do the sleeve garter panel. I just did a knit, and then I duplicate stitched the cross. This is an orthodox cross And what I did was I took 3 out of the 4 plies of yarn. So I removed a ply of yarn, and then I duplicate stitched the cross on top of this. I made this out of Cascade Superwash 220. And the last thing that I did, that I finished this month, was my spin. Now, I bought this braid from the 100th Sheep. This is merino. And I went at the beginning of March to my quilting retreat, where I do not quilt, but I take my spinning wheel and I spin, 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 spin. So I finished the braid on Friday, and then on Saturday, I plied this together. Some of this is 3 ply, and the rest is 2 ply. So I have enough to make something out of worsted weight. So I'm very excited about life news. As you know from my last podcast, my brother passed away at the beginning of February. My aunt passed away in the middle of February. And March 10th, our Buddy passed away. Buddy had not been doing well for about 6 weeks. I was giving him prednisone twice a day, giving him an antiviral, lysine, shoving an antiviral down his throat 3 times a day. He just kept losing weight. And finally, he kind of stretched out his little paws and laid on the tile floor, literally on a Monday night, March 10th. And I talked to him a little bit, and he was gone about a half hour later. So we did have a little funeral for him in the backyard, and he will go back to, he has back with the earth. So that was kind of sad, and I cried. 3 deaths in 38 days. I am done. I'm just done with it all. Ugh. So the grieving process has been quite interesting. Because Buddy passed away, we got another cat shelter where we got Buddy and Oliver last May, and we met this little guy. This little guy was found over on where the college houses are, and he had been banged up pretty badly. He has like chomp marks through his tail. We think like a nerve was severed because his tail just kind of flops. It goes up halfway and then flops. It's kind of cute. But he had a big old abscess where those bite marks were. So the rescuer picked him up, threw him in a cage, took him to the vet. The vet cleaned out his wounds, gave him a shot of long-lasting antibiotic, one of those slow-release things, chopped off his manhood, and gave him back to the rescuer. The rescuer threw him in the joint, the rescue place, and along came a lady, and he meowed at her, and she fell in love. So, everyone, I'd like for you to meet Milo. Milo, we don't know how old he is. We think he's youngish, probably a teenager-y kind of guy. His paws are kind of big, so we're wondering if he's going to grow into them or not. Oliver is not pleased that we got Milo, and Oliver kind of hunts Milo down and bops him around a little bit, and then Milo hisses, and he has all of his claws. So we're waiting for a big swipe to happen. I don't know if it's going to. Here you can see him drinking out of the water fountain. He's mesmerized by the water fountain and doesn't know what to do with it. So this is Milo, and he's a sweetheart. All 4 chickens are laying again. Yay. We have eggs. I gave a bunch of them away this morning. Actually, I didn't. I sold them this morning. I had my ladies over for our crafty group. The crafty, chatty, crafty chicks come over once a month, and we make things for the pregnancy center and the teenage center and, you know, the homeless youth here in our little town. The last batch of blankets and hats went to the Nurse Family Partnership, which is operated out of the health department building, but they're actually a 501c3 nonprofit. What they do is they pair up a nurse with a first-time mom, and the nurse follows the baby for the first 2 years of its life. It's a great program. Our daughter was part of it. Nurse Pam would come over and hang out with our daughter and ask any questions, do the whole weight and length, and see how Kitty's developing, how our Kitty was developing. Yes, our daughter's name is Kitty. And so the Nurse Family Partnership is always in need of blankets, and I'm sure that your county has something like this. So anything that we can do for the babies, we do. I think that's it. I think that's all the news I have to tell you. I do have some Easter kits still in stock. These are the 3 50-gram bundles. Father, Son, and Holy Smoke, We're Buzzed for Easter, and Get Lit for Jesus. These are available as the 50-gram skein bundle, 150 grams total, or as an actual 100-gram skein. This is We're Buzzed for Easter. So these are still in stock, and once they're gone, they're gone. Last thing I wanted to tell you, March 31st is the 5th Monday, and those of you who have been with me for a while know that the 5th Monday of the month is free shipping day. I'm having a problem talking today. Free shipping day, so that is next Monday, and you do need to be a newsletter subscriber to get your code for the free shipping. It's just not for anybody. I mean, I do vet my followers a little bit. Okay, last month I showed you this book, Knitting in Antarctica, and it was written by Lynn Heyman and Christine Powell. Well, guess who stopped by today? Lynn Heyman. So what I did was Lynn chose I had all of the comments numbered, and she chose a number, and she chose the number that went with the comment for Janice P. So Janice P, you win the book. Yay! And since Lynn was here, she autographed this for you. So, Janice, I think I have your address, but email me at chickenladyfiberarts@gmail.com, and I will send this off to you, Janice. So, I think that's all for today, folks. A short little podcast, vlog, cast, video, whatever we want to call this today. It was good seeing you. I'm so happy you got to see me, as my friend Melissa says. You're always welcome back here. I appreciate you watching me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Have a good week.